being a Mexican American and having indigenous roots. What has that taught you about storytelling, and how important is that to your work and sharing that with, the new filmmakers LA?
Yeah, I mean, just like I give a little bit of like context and background is just so, from my mother's side, my maternal side, they were full-blooded from the peninsula of Yucatan. So in Mexico, the peninsula, where so a lot of them from that mother's side, they spoke a lot of Mayan. That was like the indigenous language, and so they're indigenous roots, and so that's where my roots come from, and that's why I kind of always acknowledge that. It's something that I always keep in the back of my mind because I have pictures of my grandparents and they look, completely indigenous compared to, some of my siblings were a little bit more taller, a little bit more fair skinned. Um, but it's important because I think there are so many layers, and you can look at it ethnically in terms of like being Latin and Hispanic, but you can think of it in the other ethnicity where there are so many intrinsic layers even within those ethnicities. There are, to quote Shrek, no, there are layers. There are more layers within those layers. So in terms of like the work, I just want to kind of, in terms of my writing, in terms of the projects that I love to create, is just showing that, like I said, showing those layers of the Mexican American sides. That's really the important thing.